Welcome back, everyone. This is Dave from the Core Productions Deep Dive TV Podcast. My co-host Stacie here to talk about Paradise, Season 1, Episode 4, titled Agent Billy Pace. You know what? I think this episode might actually be about Billy Pace. But I'm not sure. The episode's description reads as follows. The citizens of Paradise celebrate at the annual carnival. Xavier and Billy delve deeper in their investigation. The episode is written by Scott Weinger. This is the first assignment.
Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
He's Aladdin.
Aladdin, the voice of Aladdin?
He's the singing voice of Aladdin.
Oh, in the movie?
In the movie. Who's also Steve from Full House.
I did not realize that.
Yeah. Scott Weiner.
One
of those.
Wanger?
That's him, though. He's a producer, writer. He's somebody. He does all the things.
Okay,
I see his name all over everything, and I have looked it up before. It's all the same person.
Well, what I do know about him is he was in an episode of Scrubs, and he's a writer and producer on this series as well. And this is his first assignment on the series.
I hope I'm talking about the right person.
I will look into it to make sure that you are correct. The episode is directed by Ganja Monterio, second and last for this season. Most recently directed an episode of Pluribus, which is a new sci-fi show from Vince Gilligan, who is led by Rhea Seehorn. Of course, the two of them were basically the creative team behind Better Call Saul. Rhea Seehorn, who was a supporting character in that show, basically became one of the stars, and basically is the star of this new series, which looks really intriguing. I watched the first episode. I'm very interested. Before any further, I will tell you a couple of things. One, this is not a spoiler-free podcast, so if you haven't watched the episode, I highly recommend you go and check it out and then come back and give us a listen. Secondly, if you're listening on the platforms that this podcast is now available on, please follow, and feel free to check out our YouTube channel, Core Productions, where additional content can be discovered. If you're already on our YouTube channel, please like, share, and comment, and subscribe to our channel. All right, so it's been a while since we've done a podcast.
It's been a minute. I see you forgot how to talk.
Yes. Not that I ever actually knew how to talk, but hopefully I remember how to do this because it has been so long. All right, so we have some birthdays to shout out this week. And you want to share them?
Sure. We have a friend from our Quantum Leap fandom, Karen Saxon, who we actually just got to meet a couple weeks ago in New York. We went to see The Baker's Wife.
Yes.
She had a birthday within the past week or so. As well as Faith Shavs, the biggest cheerleader of our channel, background actress from Nova Scotia. Faith is amazing, and she had a birthday as well.
Happy birthday to Karen and Faith. And also happy birthday to Kirian Shipka. She had a birthday on November 10th. She was, of course, the star of Totally Killer, which we recently covered. And Walton Goggins, who is the star of nothing that we recently covered, but he's, he was the Shield in the Shield. And the Fallout game, what was the TV show on that one again?
Fallout.
It
was just called Fallout.
It was just called Fallout. Okay. And of course, the Unicorn, which I covered a couple episodes of. So happy birthday to Walton Goggins and Kieran Shipka. All right, so Stacie, your thoughts on this week's episode?
So it's been a while since I watched it because we got a little behind recording.
Yes.
But this episode made me really sad. I feel super sad for Billy. Through and through, all the way around, I feel sadness for Billy. And it also makes me sad about Jane because I kind of want to love her, and I can't love her after this.
Right. It's funny because, while I certainly liked Billy Pace before this episode made me root for him and, made me really care about the character just in time to kill him. Yeah,
it's funny because they take this is the killer. This is the only person we know is a killer, right?
Right.
We watch him, he's been killing since he was a kid, and he's killed for hire, and the reason he's here is he's a killer, and it's but we love him, because they've made him such a lovable character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where you, like you said, you're rooting for him.
Right, yeah.
And he's just had such a hard life.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing's his fault.
And, this was my favorite episode of the season at the time. Through the first 4 episodes. It's going to be topped in the next couple of weeks. There's definitely, I think 6 and 7 are really killer episodes.
I don't remember which one's which.
Well, the episode 7, which I just looked into this, is the...
Don't get too spoilery, because
Okay.
remember, we're trying to talk to people who maybe haven't watched them yet.
That's the episode where we basically find out what happened in the past, like the events leading up to them all being in this paradise, if you will.
Yeah.
And that was a really good episode, a great episode of television, I would say. But yeah, so we have anything else to say before diving in?
I don't. Hopefully, as we go, it'll all come back to me of what I wanted to say.
All right. So the episode begins with Billy Pace walking with his dog, and this was as a kid, and his uncle. Young Billy Pace is played by Beau McConnell, 6 credits, including an episode of The Last of Us. Uncle Charlie is played by Mika Fitzgerald, 89 credits, including 2 episodes of Westworld, and episodes of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Days of Our Lives.
Michael was also in an episode of Fear the Walking Dead. And Beau was in all 11 episodes of a show called We're Alive, Scout's Honor.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what that's about, but it sounds like an interesting title.
Something to do with Boy Scouts, maybe?
Well, We're Alive, Scout's Honor sounds like... I promise we're alive.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that, that's for sure. Pace is learning to shoot. He's on the hunt for a deer. His dog ends up barking, and his uncle backhands Pace and calls him names. He tells him to never hesitate, which is funny because that will reoccur throughout the episode, that little piece of advice.
Yes, this stuck with Billy and
Mm-hmm.
kind of defined his life.
It definitely did.
This little moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what this reminds me of, this scene?
What's that?
Is Sullivan's Crossing, the flashbacks between Cal and his dad.
Okay.
It was like very similar circumstances. Not from here on out, but like the actual hunting bit, there was a very similar scene.
So back at the house, Charlie says when something's no good, it has to go. He wants Billy to shoot his dog. His uncle ends up taunting him and says to never hesitate, which is when Pace takes his advice, but not in the way that his uncle intended, by shooting him dead.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the uncle.
And it didn't hit me in my notes, but I just hit me this time. That reminds me of a scene from Yellow Jackets.
Okay, which one are you referring to?
How long has it been since I've thought about a flashback scene with the girl. Oh, they're all girls.
Yeah, there's a lot of girls.
But I don't remember her name.
Okay.
There's a scene with a girl and her father that is
similar to this?
Kind of this moment.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like I'm getting spoilery.
All right. So this lands him in jail as a juvenile. Is it jail or is it some kind of like juvenile detention?
It's like a high security juvenile detention jail.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's a killer, right?
Right.
Like these aren't like, kids that skip school. This is like serious jail, but for kids.
So this is not where you go when you're guilty of truancy?
Right.
Okay. So a boy wants to bully him. And my best guess is this is Huge
This
Boy.
is definitely Huge Boy.
Played by Lucas Shep, 7 credits in total, and I didn't mark any of them, did you?
He was in something called Stake to the Heart.
Okay, sounds like a vampire movie.
Yeah.
And he ends up regretting this decision to bully Billy because Pace ends up beating the crap out of him.
He's basically like, his whole complaint is, you killed your uncle about a dog.
Right. I mean, that's just the means in which he was going to bully this kid, and it turned out to be a bad decision. He's made plenty of bad decisions that I'm sure led him to this moment, but this was probably up there for sure in the top 10, maybe. As an older man, he leaves the prison, and Jack Barnes ends up recruiting him to be a mercenary. He's played by Benjamin Koldyke, 30 credits, including 13 Days, an episode of The Newsroom, and 5 episodes of Big Love.
He also was in 7 episodes of The Good Place and 6 episodes of How I Met Your Mother.
He says this is an opportunity to meet new and interesting people and kill them.
So we're caught up with adult Billy actor now. John Beavers. Are we supposed to believe that he's 18 now? He's
definitely not 18.
Out of juvie?
I'm not
sure. Or did he transition into adult prison?
I don't know.
Or
it's a little confusing.
Yeah, it's like we got this little kid, and then in the next scene, he's like our Billy just getting out of prison.
Right. And he's got a longer haircut, that's for sure. But yeah, basically, he's challenged to take on the big guy.
And so there's a whole,
right.
At this point, a whole, like, crew of men, and they're told, oh, you're like the worst screw-ups that exist, right? But I'm going to give all of you a second chance. And, so this guy, his name's Bull.
Mm-hmm.
And, he looks like he's going to be pretty hard to beat, right?
Yep.
But nobody wants to volunteer to take him on.
But Billy will, and Billy makes quick work of him by repeating him repeatedly before he's told to even start, and then we have our credits.
You just said repeating him repeatedly.
Wow. Okay. I'm off to a great start here.
I think you meant beating him.
Is that
repeatedly?
Beating him repeatedly. That's what I meant to say.
I think that's what you meant to say.
Okay.
He beats the crap out of him.
Yes, he absolutely does.
And he does this by starting before he's told to start.
Yes.
So they're like, okay, we'll tell you when, and he's just like already beating the shit out of the guy. Like, don't hesitate.
Right. Yeah. Never hesitate.
That's his whole thing is just do it.
And it's funny because this advice will come up repeatedly throughout the episode, and one in an entirely different context. But yeah, we come back to an ominous dream. It looks like a wasteland. There's some snow, and we see basically what looks like to be a assassin. What's the word for it? I'm looking for basically the guy who.
Well, what I got from this is somebody's hunting a deer.
Right. Okay.
So he's looking through a scope.
Yes.
Of a rifle.
What do you call those guys?
And there's a deer.
Yeah. What do you call those guys that are in war and they're like? I can't even remember.
Sniper?
Sniper, that's it.
Is that the word you're looking for?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's got like a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
He's looking through the scopes, and that's what we're seeing. But he sees a deer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's snowing, and there's a deer. And at this point, I think you're supposed to think this is like still when he's a kid, maybe?
Okay.
When he's hunting?
Maybe.
Or like during his mercenary years. You're definitely not supposed to know what you know at the end of the episode.
Right.
About where this moment's coming from.
So Billy wakes up from this nightmare next to Jane, who's aware of how much shit they're in, but she's still excited because of the carnival that's happening today. He's only partially listening as he has flashes of memory, and he looks at his tattoo that we do not know the significance of. I'm assuming it has something to do with him being a mercenary.
I think,
or something.
that was the I'm a killer tattoo.
That's specifically what it means?
I mean, I assume.
Okay.
I didn't, look it up.
So she tells him that she didn't know what to wear, so she brought a few outfits, and he is the one that's picking. She shows him 2 outfits and says, he says if she puts on either one of those outfits, he won't be able to keep his hands off of her, and thus blowing their secret. And oh, by the way, I think I would also have trouble keeping my hands off of her. I mean, if I were dating,
okay,
if I were dating her, not if, just randomly, But anyway,
she's got these 2 dresses. She has a white dress and a floral dress. And I could have swore in my memory of this episode, she picks the floral dress.
That is also what I imagined in my mind.
Really?
Yes. Maybe it's just because that's what I wanted her to wear.
I remember her wearing the flower dress, but she picks the white dress.
She does, yes.
I was so confused. Are there 2 versions of this episode?
I mean, maybe, but I also...
Shows have done that recently.
I also remember her wearing a floral dress, and I'm pretty sure that
maybe she wears that dress in a different episode.
Maybe. But also, she's continuing to talk, and he's kind of spacing off, and you hear this droning sound. So this is 100% a This Is Us type of beat. Mm-hmm. Where you see, the one of the main character that's being focused on staring off into space while you hear this droning music that symbolizes that he's not paying attention because he's, focused on other things while another person talks in the background. That's 100% something you would see constantly in This Is Us.
Right.
So if you want more of the style of This Is Us that we've been talking about for the past 4 weeks that has definitely seeped into the show because it's the same creators, this is another example of that. But yeah, we cut to Collins. Meanwhile, he's waking up. He's preparing.
He's waking up at Gabriella's house.
Yeah, he's preparing to do a walk of shame from Tarabi's. He's going to be in trouble with Presley because he's supposed to tell her when he doesn't come home because he's, late for...
Because he works overnight.
Right.
A lot of the times. But yeah, they have a system, is what we're told.
Right. Collins expresses the same objections that the vice president did in the previous episode about the carnival, that they're having this carnival so soon after the president was just put in the ground.
No, he's not even put in the ground yet. Didn't they say that? Like tomorrow?
Oh, okay. Xavier starts to say, last night was really nice. And she sarcastically says to stop. She'll faint. She continually makes fun of him for being like...
he's awkward and doesn't
right.
know how to handle this situation.
Right.
And she's like, I don't care. I just want you to talk to Billy.
Right. Xavier says the warning from the president didn't really track for him, but he will talk to Billy. As he leaves, he texts Billy telling him they need to talk. A truck backs up, and we have a memory of Xavier arriving at Paradise with his kids in what looks like a cluttered airport terminal.
Yeah, so this is a flashback to Arrival Day.
Right.
Which is actually a flash forward to a future episode, because this exact scene we get to see eventually,
right.
like in fuller detail. In this whole sequence of like the flashback to Arrival Day, we have some characters we meet, but I'm not sure who's who, so I'm just going to shout them all out right here. We have an officer played by Miracle Washington, who was in The Prom. We have Arrival Officer number 1, who was played by Craig Lee Thomas, who is in 1 episode of Nobody Wants This and 2 episodes of Dollface. We have Arrival Officer number 2, played by Beth Curry. She's in 1 episode of Into the Night, an episode of Fresh Off the Boat, and 2 episodes of Superstore. And we have a civilian refugee who I think might also be in this scene. That's my best guess.
It would make sense.
This is an uncredited listing for David Sargsian, who was in 2 episodes of Quantum Leap 2022.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, David was in Fellow Travelers and Nomads, both as uncredited background listings.
Gotcha. Okay, so we have a Quantum Leap connection.
We do, kind of, sort of, a little bit.
To the new series,
a little bit, like uncredited in both, but
right.
He was there.
Yes.
He was on set of both shows.
Right.
So we'll give it to him.
Okay, so basically Presley is asking where Mom is. Collins is really not talking to his children at all. His bracelet is scanned. Collins informs the ticket guy that his wife did make it on the plane. They hear a crash of some kind.
She's deleted.
Right.
They delete, I forget her name. The wife.
Right.
They delete her name from the
system?
From the computer. Like, she's not here. She's not living here.
Right.
She's gone.
Yep.
That's it. Like, she's done.
Right. Yep. Just like that. They hear a crash of some kind. There's some kind of panic. We see Bradford riding by on a golf cart as the two of them stare at each other.
We also see a little scene of Eli the librarian.
Oh, yeah.
He's panicking at his intake.
Right.
Yeah, the citizens of this new town are not doing so well.
I mean, you would imagine they wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't be doing too well in this situation. So, in the background, Robinson is marshaling the troops, and we see the first team between Pace and Collins, the first meeting between these two.
Yeah, Billy introduces himself to
Yep.
Xavier. They've never
met
before this moment.
Pace tells them that they are supposed to start securing the area and get people into their residences. Xavier asks what residences, and Billy says, "No clue, dude." Present day.
Yeah, for the people that are supposed to be, like, running this, like, governing this place, they don't seem to know anything about anything.
Right.
I hope somebody here knows what's going on.
Maybe Robinson does. Present day Collins hits send on his text, and he arrives quietly at home and gets a warning from Presley, who starts to give him crap about, not letting her know that he was going to be late at work. He apologizes and says he screwed up. Presley accepts his apology. His son, James, asks if they're going to go today. And, of course, they are. And he's referencing going to the carnival.
Because why wouldn't they go to the carnival?
Right.
Everybody goes to the carnival. It's the carnival.
Right.
And I think it's pretty... if you just stop and think about the fact that they brought a carnival with them to this place.
Yes.
Like, think about that fact.
Well, I'm sure they built it in. They had to have.
But, like, they brought carnival rides.
Okay.
They brought a Ferris wheel. They brought all the neon signs. They brought food trucks.
That is kind of crazy. I mean, someone had to have thought that was a priority for some reason.
Right. Like,
to build this in.
Of all the things we need, this is what they thought they need to have, is everything to make it an authentic looking traveling carnival that doesn't travel anywhere.
Right. Yeah. That is fascinating, actually. I didn't even think of it. But yeah. So, where was I? Okay. Presley is going to take off. She's revealing that she's helping Jeremy set up the band. He's banned. Collins is confused because she didn't like him before.
Yeah, he's like, I thought we don't like that kid.
Right. She gets out of there, and James blames her behavior on hormones. Xavier asks, how do you even know what hormones are? And James decides that this is going to be the year that he's going to ride on the Ferris wheel, and this will be his singular obsession for the entire episode. Collins answers distractedly and tells him he needs to go talk to Uncle Billy about something.
And he's going to drop him off with Carl and Lucy across the street. Now, Carl we met before. He's credited in this episode, but I don't think we actually see him.
He's probably like in a deleted scene or something.
Yeah, like maybe we actually saw
Carl.
James go hang out with Carl.
Yeah, maybe.
And we don't know who Lucy is yet, but if my memory serves, Lucy's a pet, right?
I don't remember Lucy at all, but yeah, that tracks.
I recall he has a pet, not a wife, but in this sentence it sure sounds like we're saying Carl and Lucy, like Lucy's a person.
Right.
I could be wrong. My memory could be off. I know there's a pet in there somewhere, and I'm guessing the pet is Lucy. We're going to get to know more about Carl as the season goes on.
Right. We have a flashback of Billy thinking the weirdest thing down here is the fact that they decided to include bars down here. I would say you're right. It's the fact that they included a carnival.
The carnival is definitely weirder than the bar.
Right. I'm pretty sure the guy here is Mark Donnelly, played by Mike Hogan.
Yes, he's the bartender, Mark Donnelly. We're at 1 week, by the way. We're
right.
1 week that we've been down here. And as the episode goes on, these flashbacks are going to continue to jump forward in time.
He's played by Mike Hogan. This is his first of 4 appearances this season. He has 21 credits, including A Million Little Things, The Sopranos, and Murderville. Which, by the way, I do not want to visit Murderville.
Murderville. That doesn't sound like a great place.
No.
He also is in 42 episodes of The Resident.
Okay. Collins is all business, but Pace is very willing to drink in the job.
Yeah, he's offering him like the most expensive bourbon known to man or something.
Something like that.
Because who doesn't matter anymore. It's all just, here's the alcohol that's here.
Right.
And he's also, Mark's bragging about how the cellar is this giant, like, just catacombs full of alcohol that's going to last them forever. Which actually becomes important eventually.
Right.
This space that exists down there.
Their houses are brought up, and Billy says he never had a house before. And Collins ends up giving him permission to try the alcohol. We find out the bartender is the husband of one of the preeminent scientists down there. And Collins says they need to get Cal to the arena, and then they end up taking off.
Yeah, so that's how, and I know I mentioned this situation before. That's how the bartender got here, is because his wife was actually one of the important people. Mm-hmm. So it was like, oh, they picked bartenders? Well, no, they took a scientist, and, the spouse, gets assigned a job.
Yes, and yeah, I guess, you wouldn't want to leave the husband behind, because that would be sad.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody that was picked, their families were also picked, it seems like. I don't think they were that callous that they just separated families and only took people they thought were important.
Right.
They picked people they thought were important and their families.
Right. Cal practices speech with Collins and Pace. He calls Pace the scary new guy and asks for his opinion about the speech. Pace says the situation is effed up, and he uses stronger language than that. And basically, Collins, checks him on and is like, "Hey, Billy, watch it." But Cal says, "Hey, I'm not a virgin. I don't have virgin ears." But basically, yeah, Pace is saying that the situation is messed up, and he should say it. He should say it in his speech, and that would mean a lot to people. Yeah,
basically, he says the things that Xavier is scared to say.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like yes-sirring Cal, right? Mm. But Billy is like giving his honest opinion, right. And Cal respects that.
Yeah, Cal is impressed, leaves, and Pace says that he would engage in carnal activities with him. Jokingly, I think. I'm not really sure.
I think so.
Well, you never know. We don't know which way this guy's... Well, I mean, we do know that he does seem to like Jane, but anyway, moving along. I don't think I need to ship everyone in the series, right?
You'd love to ship every character in everything we watch. Every character.
With everyone. I mean, there's an alternative series somewhere where, Pace and Cal get together. But anyway, and maybe that's why he was warning him about the fact that Billy is dangerous, because he knows from personal experience.
Okay.
All right, so the carnival.
I don't think Robinson would like that.
No, probably not. The carnival pressly asked Jeremy, wow, if he's sure he's up to this. He says he's fine. his dad loved this carnival.
You skipped one little tiny thing, which I'm going to mention because it is important. Is we have Xavier goes to Billy's house.
Okay.
And he's watching him through the window.
Oh, yes.
Billy's at home. And while he's watching Billy through the window, Billy answers the text of "We need to talk," saying, "Sorry, dude, I'm already at work. We'll talk later."
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So Billy's lying to Xavier about where he's at right now.
Yes.
Which, of course,
looks a little suspicious.
Colors the rest of the day, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, he says he's fine. His dad loved the carnival, reminding people that there can be joy down here. It was important to him. But to Jeremy, it feels kind of wrong. Presley says he's making music for people. Joy and shit is the term that she uses.
Yeah, she makes him feel better.
Right. Collins goes to the office to investigate it, finds Billy's file, heavily redacted.
It's funny. He's like in a dark room with a flashlight in his mouth reading Billy's file.
Right.
Why is he doing that?
I don't know.
All he's doing is making himself look suspicious.
Right.
If he was just like here with the lights on, like it's a normal day, it probably wouldn't have looked suspicious to anyone that he's looking at files.
Right. Jane ends up interrupting this. Collins insinuates he knows that the two of them were close.
No, he more than insinuates.
He basically says that he knows, yes.
Yeah, he's like, stop trying to hide it. Just like, I'm worried about Billy. What do you think?
Yeah, he asks how Billy is acting. Jane says he's been distracted and usually more excited about the carnival. Jane says Billy is a complicated man, and digging through his files, he finds out that Collins finds out that he was in juvenile detention. He finds out all about his past. Flashback, once again, the bar.
And now it's 2 months in.
Right. Billy asks him if he's good. Collins says that the normal stuff is what makes him the most sad. You know, the bartender kissing his wife. Drinking.
We meet the wife here for the first time, by the way. This is Susan Donnelly, the scientist.
I have her credits somewhere in here, but...
I'll save it for when you have her, then.
All right. Well, interestingly, I don't have her...
Probably the next time we meet her. She's in another scene in a minute.
Gotcha, okay. He says, one of the things that makes him sad is, drinking with a friend, and that how normal that is. And basically, Billy jokes, "You just called me friend." And on a more serious note, he says that up there, life kicked the shit out of him from when he was young. And he kicked it right back. He says if Collins knew about the things he's done, he might not even be sitting there with them right now. So he's not necessarily coming out and saying what his past is, but he's, basically insinuating that, his past is dark.
Yeah,
like,
and he's kind of like, I don't know if I deserve to be your friend, if you really want to be friends with me in real life.
Yeah.
The whole tone of this conversation is Xavier's sad that they're acting normal.
Right.
And Billy's like, well, this isn't normal for me. I've never sat in a bar with a friend before. This is a whole new life for me.
Right. So to him, everything that's normal makes him feel good. He never had any of this in the real world. Never had a drink with a friend in a bar. He couldn't find one. And then Collins jokes, there were no bars. But of course he means a friend.
Right.
They both end up laughing. Collins ends up inviting him over to the house, but won't call him his best friend, even though Billy claims he said it with his face.
Yeah, it takes him to have dinner and meet the kids. It's kind of a big step.
Yeah, this whole scene is adorable. We got a little bromance brewing here. He comes over wearing a suit. Collins thinks he looks insane. He ends up eating the kids, and in doing so, he ends up bowing down in front of them.
He's super awkward.
Right.
And to the point where Xavier, jokes, he's never met kids before.
It's funny because in my 20s, I went to go work at a daycare because of a friend, Marcus, who got me the job. And I didn't really have much experience hanging out with kids either at that time. So one of my first moves was to shake a kid's hand, and my friend basically laughed at me for it. But yeah, anyway.
During this, he gives himself the nickname Uncle Billy.
Yes.
Which sticks, because we know in present day, which is 3 years later, that's what they call him, Uncle Billy. This whole arrangement sticks. They are best friends. He's a part of the family.
Right.
I just found this super interesting, given the whole dynamics. He killed his uncle.
Yes.
That he's the one who chooses
to be called
uncle.
That is interesting.
He wants to be the uncle that he didn't have.
Right.
Because his uncle was an asshole.
Right. And yet, it seems like that one piece of advice before he shot and killed his uncle is the thing that seems to have stuck with him his entire life. It seems to color most of his actions in this episode, and just in general.
Right.
But yeah, so Collins puts the file back and is spotted by Robinson, which now makes Collins look pretty suspicious.
Right. Everybody's looking pretty suspicious.
Right. Jeremy plays a song that his dad loved by Poison while Presley watches him.
Every rose has its thorn.
Yes. His bandmate is played by Paul Syrie. 25 credits, including Marriage Story, an episode of Young Sheldon, and 10 episodes of Extracurricular.
He also was in an episode of All of Us Are Dead.
Pace and Jane walk together in an outfit that I would have also... I made that joke already, so I don't need to say that again. But anyway, they are interrupted by Robinson, who says...
And she's so super excited, by the way.
Yeah.
Jane is such an interesting character.
Right.
Because in this moment, like this whole day, this earlier part of the day, she's this sweet, innocent little, like, pixie.
Yes.
She's, like, so excited about eating funnel cake and going on rides, and she wants to get sparklers, and she's just like, I can't contain my excitement about the carnival. This is the best day ever. She's very childlike.
Yes.
And just super, like, innocent.
Yes. Which turns out to be 100% not the case. Though, I'm actually kind of wondering if she had a similar background as Billy herself.
Something.
Yeah, she didn't get a chance to experience a normal life. And so this is all new and exciting to her, which is why
she wants the innocent, sweet carnival life.
Mm-hmm.
And Robinson's so funny. She's just like, what the F are you wearing?
Yeah. I like what she's wearing, though I would.
She's cute.
She is.
I put her on our thumbnail in this outfit. She's adorable.
She is super adorable. I do wish she wore the other dress, but still, this is pretty good too.
They were pretty comparable dresses.
Were they?
Think,
okay.
Except the different pattern.
Gotcha. I don't know about this whole, poisoning me and killing me thing. That part is a deal breaker for me. But other than that,
Yeah, Jane.
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway. So they are interrupted by Robinson, which we just said, who says Collins is on Sinatra's radar and basically says it's not a place that he wants to be. And they go off to talk.
Yeah, he pulls Billy away, wanting to talk to him private, away from Jane. And as he's leaving, Jane does this little, like, fake gun shooting him in the heart thing.
Uh-huh.
Which is just heartbreaking once you know the truth of where this episode goes.
Yes.
Like, oh my god. And she doesn't mean it, right?
Of course not. No.
Like, and she doesn't know yet,
right?
By the way, that order's coming.
Right. And also, Jane ends up covering up self-consciously after the...
Yeah, she, like, puts her coat back on after
Right.
Robinson criticized her. She's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have worn this.
James, meanwhile, is talking to Xavier. He's got other things on his mind, looking for Billy, for instance, and avoiding Robbie. He spots Sinatra, Billy, and Robinson all together, which makes them all look super suspicious. While James is, of course, oblivious to all the adult dynamics going on, because he's only concerned about,
the Ferris wheel.
Yes.
And avoiding it at this point.
Yes. Billy finds Presley and immediately deduces she's down because of a guy.
And knows that it's Jeremy.
Right, yeah.
Instantly. He knows everything.
He's locked in. It's funny because this scene, of all scenes, just kind of... we're led to suspect Billy, but this one just, like, it doesn't track with him being, like, this person that they're trying to make us think he might be.
I mean, he is that person, though.
But he's not, really.
He's capable of being that person.
Right.
And he was that person, but not with this family.
Right.
Like, he is a part of this family. And like you said about Jane, it's the same thing. Like,
right.
This is the life they want to have.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just not allowed to.
Right. And she asked him how he noticed. Billy says that's because noticing things is what he does for a living. And the two of them couldn't be more obvious if they tried. She calls him out on Jane, throwing his words back at his face.
She's like, well, you're pretty obvious too,
Right.
Everybody knows about you and Jane.
Billy says she likes him, and he likes her. So what Billy says, well, you like him, right? And he says that he definitely likes her. Presley thinks that she's in the friend zone, and Billy is annoyed at this point. He's like, of course this dude likes you. What are you talking about? He goes on to share a story about him and Jane. And this is where we learn that apparently Presley was in on those gaming sessions.
Yes, she comes over to play Wii with them.
Right.
At the White House.
It was Wii Punch Out.
The Paradise White House.
I guess that's what we're calling it.
Yeah, so she's part of that, which, we're going to get back to that eventually, of what actually happened that night. Yeah, so he's telling the story of the first time he told Jane he liked her, and he's never told a girl that before.
Oh, that's so adorable. And he basically, the way he said is, you knocked me out, because they were playing Wii Punch Out. Get it? Presley
didn't get it.
No, Presley makes fun of him for it. It's basically like, you knocked me out. And Billy says the point is to go tell the douchebag you like him. Never hesitate. His uncle's words, once again, coming back in a completely and totally different context.
Yeah, this is like his entire life philosophy.
Yeah.
Never hesitate.
It's interesting. Where was I? Okay. The uncle's advice... Okay, I just said that. Then he nails a shot that of the game that Presley is playing and wins a stuffed animal. Did he even pay to get, to win this?
I think she had. It was her.
Gotcha.
She had,
her dime?
Yeah, she had the balls she was throwing, and he just kind of took them over.
Gotcha. Xavier primes James to face his fears, and then he runs into Gabriella, who continues to make fun of him for his attempts to let her down easy.
Yeah, he continues to be awkward about it.
Right. She's really here to ask if he's talked to Billy yet. He hasn't. He's tried. And she says, well, maybe you should try a little harder. He's over by the zip line.
The funnel cake line.
Funnel cake line. I don't know why it says zip line.
Yeah. This whole thing's really funny because this episode's really not about Xavier, right?
Right.
But he's a really smart man.
Mm-hmm.
He's, the one doing the investigating and actually trying to, put stuff together. But when it comes to Gabriella, he's just, such a doofus. In every scene, he's trying to avoid her. He doesn't know what to say to her. He doesn't know how to handle this, thing that's happening between them. And the whole time, she's just like, dude, focus. Murder.
Right, yeah. So Xavier ends up looking at some artwork, which I believe is...
It's a memorial,
right?
Which we will know what it's about by the end of this episode. We flash back again, and now we're 3 months in.
Xavier is giving Cal some crap for being a regular at the bar, and they should at least secure the area. And Cal is basically like, there's no weapons here, so what are they going to stab me with, a spoon? And he mentions, Cal says that this place is depressing. Cal asks, Scary Billy Price, he continues to call him that throughout the episode, what's up everyone's ass? Billy says, no idea, he's perfectly happy here. And that's not the language he uses, but it's the language I am using. Cal points out that Xavier isn't. Well, his wife was, is dead as far as he's concerned, so of course he's not happy.
Yeah, he lost someone is the language we're using.
Pace says the obvious, he lost someone. And we see Susan Donnelly here asking them if they want another drink. And of course he does. She's played by Angela Lynn.
Oh, this is where you credit her. Okay.
Yes. 46 credits, including an episode of NCIS and NCIS New Orleans.
Yeah.
Which is a Scott Bakula connection. And 3 episodes of Law & Order Organized Crime.
She also was in an episode of The Big Bang Theory. And she is in the new show The Pit.
Cal realizes that she's one of the scientists. And basically was like, hey, don't you work for me? And he's like, yeah, but, I also tend bar here because I'm helping out my husband. And Cal's like, oh, that's all so sweet. Cal turns back to Billy and Xavier and says, so that's it. Everyone lost someone, and there's no way to fix it. And I'm going to point out here that regardless of how many family members they managed to get here, they still lost people.
Right. Everybody lost people because we lost 99% of the population.
Right. Billy says that it's the not knowing. Cal says, about up there? We know. We know exactly what happened up there. That's limited science of life. There's no way people could have survived up there. By the way, this is a lie from Cal because he knows full well that what everyone thinks happened is not actually what happened, which we will learn in a couple episodes. So it is quite possible that there is more life up there.
Which is, where we're getting at with this episode.
Right.
But yeah, this is where Xavier finally joins the conversation.
Right. Xavier wonders if someone could be okay up there. It's the not knowing. And Billy and Dwight is like, that's exactly what I just said. This inspires Cal to send some scientists up to check out the surface to get answers. I'm surprised that this is even allowed. Why did Sinatra even let this happen?
I could tell you why. Because she doesn't care about the truth. This is all a show. The whole thing's a show. And she's letting it happen so that she can pretend like, yes, we're being transparent. Yes, we're telling you the truth. Yes, we're trying.
Maybe you should sacrifice. I mean, okay, so obviously she's sending these people up.
So it's 6 months now. So 3 months from the bar. And we're learning about this because Xavier, the kids, and Billy are watching Cal on TV with the scientists. There's a team of 4 scientists, including Susan, the bartender's wife. They're going to be going outside to investigate.
And of course, Sinatra has to know that these people cannot come back alive.
Oh yeah, because we know what she's doing is she's got somebody trailing them already just in case they find something. So now, if they didn't find anything, I'm sure they would have been fine.
Except for the fact that they had to have gone up there and realized that this was not a nuclear wasteland that everyone thinks it is.
I mean, there is a nuclear winter out there. That's what's happening. That's all nuclear snow and ash.
But that never happened. They didn't. The nuclear bombs did not explode because the nuclear weapons were neutralized by.
Some of them did.
So some of them got through.
I think yeah.
Okay.
Not all of them, but some of them.
Gotcha.
Like that is nuclear winter. There is like not. It's not great out there.
Right.
It's not as bad as they thought.
Right.
But there is like. Bad. It's bad. It's just not like world ending.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Sure. So, all right. Well, we'll revisit this conversation when we get there.
Get to the details.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they knew what the team was going to find.
So it wasn't,
which is why they sent Billy too.
Right. So it wasn't automatic that they were going to have to kill these people.
Right. I think it was if they find something that we don't want them to find.
Gotcha.
Then it's your job to take care of it.
Because otherwise...
Because if they came back and was, like, agreeing with them, that would be what they wanted.
Because it seems to me like you would send people less valuable.
Sure, but it wouldn't be as believable. Like, we're sending scientists because the scientists are going to give us a valid opinion.
So it's not...
If we send the custodian up there, people are going to know his opinion doesn't matter.
Fair enough. Okay. So Cal realizes that... Oh, I already went there. Okay, so Billy encounters Xavier and tells him that he needs to stop... This is the present
Now,
day.
what they could have done is send people who are in on it, who would have just lied about what they found.
Fair enough.
But how many people are in on the conspiracy to hide the truth?
Presumably not many.
Not many.
Billy would be one of them.
Right.
Jane, presumably another. And Cal definitely knows some stuff.
I don't think he knew at this point. I think that's the point, is he learns this as the season goes.
Yes, but
the flashbacks
he knows
go.
about his own actions, which...
but he doesn't know about what happened to the scientists.
Fair enough.
At this point.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so... Yeah, Billy encounters Xavier in the present day. He says he needs to stop looking into things now. Xavier tells him he needs to cut the shit. Why did he tell him that he was at work when he was still at home? Billy says that Jane was over, and he, of course, he didn't want him to know that. And he basically like, don't you think I already know what you guys are up to? Like that you guys are having this affair?
I mean, if Presley knows,
right?
Pretty sure Xavier knows,
right? Billy's
pretty sure everybody knows,
right? He starts basically yelling and swearing at Billy. Billy gets offended. He's basically accusing him of killing the president.
He's like, did you kill him? What did you do? Why'd you do it?
Yeah, Billy's upset and offended. And basically, basically Xavier's like, I let you around my kids. And Billy says, like, your kids are my entire world. I would never let anything happen to them.
Because we also found out, reading the files, that, oh, wait, Billy's a killer.
Right. But I don't think Xavier's anger here is real. I think he's play acting here.
You think so?
He's making a calculated decision to go at Billy like this to see how Billy reacts. I think he's testing Billy here. This, basically go at him with emotion, start swearing at him, accusing him of things, and seeing how Billy reacts to see if he can trust. Basically, this is his way of getting the truth.
Maybe.
Seeing how Billy reacts and then judging whether Billy's telling the truth based on his reactions. And basically, Billy gets upset, saying, "Your kids are my entire world. I've been following Presley around to make sure she's safe." And he basically says, "You know what? Fuck this," and runs off. And I think this emotional reaction from Billy was enough to convince...
Oh, he's definitely convinced. Whatever Xavier's thoughts were at the beginning of this conversation, he's definitely convinced at the end of it that Billy's innocent.
But, it's interesting because, usually you see Collins cool, calm, and collected. You don't usually see Billy... I'm sorry, not Billy. You don't usually see Xavier exhibiting this much emotion. I think he's definitely play acting here, in my mind.
I don't know. I didn't see that. I thought that he was actually convinced that he was bamboozled by this person into being his friend. Because remember, he didn't know Billy prior to here.
But
and
Billy
he's feeling betrayed. He's like, "I thought you were my best friend, but you're a killer."
Billy had previously hinted.
And that's one of the things he's remembering this day. It's like, oh shit, like, you were never my friend. You were always a killer.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Because, it's possibly be one thing and still be the other.
I mean, it is. That is the truth.
Right.
But he's, I don't think I wouldn't blame him for second-guessing the friendship.
Right.
And thinking you're just a killer. Because, look at Jane.
Well, let me ask you. If Collins had just come right out and asked about that past, would Billy have told him?
I don't know.
Anyway, moving along. Tarabi ends up asking him how it went.
And James is finally riding the Ferris wheel, by the way.
Yes.
During this moment.
Yes. You get a little payoff for that whole thing. Xavier is convinced it's not him, and he subtly notes Presley with Jeremy in the background. And he has a small little smile watching this, and I think he's happy for the two of them. Tarabi asks why the president would say it was him if it wasn't, and Xavier says he doesn't know, but it's definitely not him. Billy, meanwhile, is at the bar. He's observing the fact that the place is empty.
Yeah, in this scene, both times I watched this, for this round of watching it to take these notes, it tripped me up because I instantly think it's a flashback because we're having all these flashbacks in the bar, and it's like, no, this is tonight in the bar.
Right. He tells the bartender that it must be a tough day for him because that's when the day his wife died. Was it during the carnival that it happened?
Yeah, that confused me.
Right.
I don't feel like it would have been.
Right. Maybe for some reason that this was the same day, even though it didn't happen on the carnival. I don't know. I'm a little confused by that. As he talks, we have some flashes from Billy. Billy says he's got to go.
And it's the same thing from when he woke up. He's seeing the deer in the sights of the rifle.
And as he leaves, he sees a picture of Suzanne in a dedication on... Susan, right. And then we have more flashes of the surface, the snowy surface. A figure stands over Susan, who tells them that basically Susan says that they need to know the truth, that there's breathable air up here. Susan is shot, never hesitates. And that figure takes off the mask, and wouldn't you know it, it was Billy who shot her.
Yeah, so the whole sequence of him seeing a deer and shooting wasn't him shooting a deer. It was him in the afterworld of living in paradise, going to the surface, seeing a deer, meaning there is life here.
Yes.
And then shooting the 3 scientists.
Right.
And now we're seeing him shoot the 4th scientist, which is Susan. He killed all 4 of these people on the orders of Sinatra,
yes.
To prevent them from telling the truth that the Earth is livable.
Right. And, Billy at this point looks very regretful for his actions. And then we cut to the present day where Billy is storming into Sinatra's office. And basically we learn that those people were killed on Sinatra's orders. Sinatra feels that the world up there is not hospitable.
Oh, I just want to make this distinction, is right before he shot Susan, she said, what they need to know, the truth, the air is breathable.
Yes.
And that's why he took the gas mask off. He was like, oh yeah, I can breathe.
Right.
It was after he killed her. He went, oh wait, yeah, I can breathe.
Right.
Look at that. That's neat. I don't need a gas mask.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that's what he was thinking, though, necessarily. I think he regretted, actually killing the scientists and the people.
But I think he didn't stop to think about what she was saying.
Okay.
Until after he killed her. Because he didn't hesitate. He was following orders. And then he's like, she just said I can breathe. And then he takes his mask off and breathes real air.
Gotcha. So he says the third world, it's a third world planet at best. Best place to live is right here. The people here are worth protecting. Some very elitist attitudes here, by the way, from her. Which is why they are forced to make the hard choices. Billy says she didn't do shit. She sent him to make the hard choices. He calls her a monster. Sinatra disagrees with that. Starts to, give her sob story about her son.
Yeah, she brings up her son. What does he have to do with anything going on right now?
Right. Billy doesn't give a shit what happened to her son. Basically, she's using that as a tactic, or she was about to try to anyway, to elicit sympathy for Billy and make it seem like she's basically an ends justifies the means type of person.
I get her whole stance, right? And she's right.
To a point.
She's right about the situation. If people had known up there, people would have wanted to leave. People up there would want to come in.
Yes.
Because they're living a shitty life. Things are pretty great down here. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be bad. If you just open the wall, right? That would be bad for all of humanity.
Sure. Do you agree with her actions?
No, of course not.
Okay.
But I understand her whole logic of why she did what she did.
Sure. And, we already know what her motivations were. We basically had that painted for us in episode 2.
My point is, it's not just that she's an evil person and is trying to, imprison people against their will. She does have, her version of the best possibility is her motivation for why she's doing all of this.
Sure. Like I said, ends justify the means.
Yeah.
Basically killing these people is justified because it protects us.
It protects the lifestyle that she's created.
Right.
Not just for her, though. She's not being selfish about it.
Sure.
She's just being harsh about it.
Yeah. And by bringing or attempting to bring up her son, she's trying to persuade Billy to her side because he's clearly at this point drifting away from that side.
Right. He's threatening to, tell people the truth, which would be really bad for her.
Yeah. Basically, Billy says he demands that she leave Xavier Collins be. Sinatra says, oh, so you're giving the orders now. Well, that's funny because that's my job. And basically throws his past in his face and says his job is to be a killer. That's the only thing that he is worth.
And that's the only reason he's here.
Right. Basically cuts him down. She tells him to shut the fuck up and basically to apologize and wait for the time that she needs someone dead. Or she will take away everything he mistakenly believes that he earned down here. She will take Jane away. And I think she might have been the one to give Jane to him in the first place, based on how this episode ends. Actually, that's interesting. Did Jane start dating him because she wanted to?
Or maybe she really did like him when they were playing Wii.
Maybe. But it's also quite possible that Sinatra ordered that relationship. Sure.
But we do have to see that she did, on some level, just want a normal life, too.
We did absolutely see that. Billy says he doesn't know what she did to the president and doesn't want to know. But Xavier is off limits. Sinatra says, do you think you're the only killer down here? And Billy says, yo, what, are you going to send someone to kill me too? And Sinatra does this weird gesture and facial feature thing.
Because she instantly knows what she's about to do.
Right.
The whole plan's in her head now.
Right. She's like, yeah, I absolutely could send someone to kill you. And Billy says, you better send the biggest mother effer you got. And then leaves. Presley, with her family. And, James is playing basketball. I guess this is after the fair. Where even are they doing this?
This is like
some kind of courtyard or something?
On their way home,
right.
Near home. They left the carnival.
Right. Xavier says, looks like you have a new friend to Presley. And Presley says the same thing for him. She apparently noticed something.
Yeah, she's pretty observant, this girl.
I mean, she is her father's son, daughter, rather, I should say. Actually, I'm very curious how she even noticed that at all, because it's like...
Because she wasn't, like, around when that was happening?
Yeah.
But she apparently caught it.
Right. Xavier doesn't deny it, simply says that things are changing. She says they can't be only sad forever. And Xavier says, we could try. What?
She's giving him permission. She's like, it's been 3 years. It's okay to move on.
I get that part. I don't get his line.
He's
reluctant
to move on.
He's reluctant to stop being sad.
Yeah, he slept with this woman and he kind of regrets it.
Right.
Because he misses his wife.
Okay.
And he's like, in one hand, I think he knows she's right. Like,
right.
Yeah, it's okay for us to live our lives, but he's like, I don't wanna. I'm sad. I want to be sad.
Right. He feels like he should be sad.
Yeah.
And I guess wants the same for Presley.
It's okay to be sad and mourn your past as move on at the same time.
Yeah.
Until, this gets really complicated in a couple episodes.
Right. Billy comes with sparklers, and Billy insists that Xavier take one and to come talk to him. Quietly, he tells Xavier that he didn't kill the Prez. He says he's got to believe that. Xavier says that he does. But Billy says that there are things that he has done that might be related to what happened to their guy. That Sinatra is a killer, and he's done some things, but she is like just a straight killer. Collins asks, what things? And Billy says he'll tell him tomorrow, but just to let him be Uncle Billy for one more night. Xavier agrees to it, and we have a beautiful shot looking up at the two of them, basically from the sparkler's point of view, looking up at Billy and Collins. Presley thanks Billy for the advice. She shot her shot, which is an interesting phrase. I mean, I know that's a common expression, but given the fact that who she's saying it to, it's kind of funny. Collins asks, what terrible advice did he give her? And Billy and Presley do this whole routine, which leads to Nunya business, which is a dad joke that my 5-year-old did to me when she was 5. She's not 5 anymore.
She's not.
No. And they all laugh. Billy says he loves them and then ends up taking off. He goes home to Jane. Jane is disappointed in how the events went the day.
Yeah, she's like, we didn't eat fried dough or go on any rides or anything.
And now I have to poison you and kill you.
She's pretty bummed out.
Right. Yeah, Billy asks if he's gonna finish that pie.
It was the beer.
The beer, okay.
It was the beer. She's eating the pie.
She's eating the pie, but not drinking
Or
the
I think
beer.
it was like a funnel cake or something.
Something like that.
And there's an open beer. And he's like, are you going to finish that? And she's like, nah, it's all yours. And that's the beer is what's waiting for him.
Gotcha. We see Collins playing with his family, and then we come back, and Billy says he gave Presley some good advice.
And, by the way, Every Rose Has Its Thorns playing.
Oh.
In every episode, the song that we hear early in the episode...
Is how we
early in the episode, we hear, like, a traditional version of the song, and then later in the episode, we get, like, a different cover of said song. Every episode so far has had one of these songs, where we get a different cover later on during the, like, twisty part of the episode. And I love how they do that. It's been great mirroring. And it's been really helpful to me picking out what songs to use for my stories when I share our episodes.
So he starts to have some trouble breathing. He falls over, and Jane doesn't react to this at all, as Billy is on the ground struggling to breathe. Jane puts on some gloves, lays out some pills with the gloves on, and then she gently kneels down and says, you told her to send the biggest motherfucker she had. I'm it, baby. And she gets up, and that's where the episode ends, and Billy dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she set it up to look like he OD'd.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's some shit right there. I remember being very thrown by this when I first saw it.
Yeah, it's definitely upsetting, for sure. Because you really grow...
You're not looking at Jane, right?
Well, this episode made you really like Billy.
It made you really like Billy. It made you
Yeah.
suspect everybody of everything.
Right. But
Except Jane.
Right. You never for a minute think that Jane is going to be the one that's going to, be the other killer who's going to take Billy out.
Yeah.
And
he had no idea.
yeah.
So
Kind of ironic. You better send the biggest mother effer you got, and then
completely.
it's little old Jane.
He was completely taken off guard. He had no idea.
He got honeypotted, unfortunately.
It's so sad.
It is.
It's so sad. So, if we didn't know, where the story's going, and we didn't know who killed the president, because we know, but let's presume this is our first time watching, we don't know that. Could we not think at this point that Sinatra did order the president killed?
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking at this point.
Right. And are we being led to think right now that Jane killed the president?
Possibly. I hadn't actually thought about that, but my impression was that Sinatra was absolutely behind his death.
Behind the assassination.
And it was to cover up the fact that, what was going on.
With the scientists.
Yeah, the scientists, yeah.
Which,
absolutely.
I mean, that kind of was going on as a subplot.
It was, and, maybe Cal would have ended up dead for that reason.
Right, so here's my question. Sinatra, we know, and we're getting a little spoilery when we said we weren't going to, but we know that's not what happened. We're not going to say what did happen, but that's not what happened, right? So let's pretend, though, Sinatra did order Cal killed. If she went to Billy and asked Billy to kill Cal, do you think he would have done it?
Interesting question. I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Billy probably would have been her first try.
Does he have any reason at this point to say no? I mean,
he likes the guy.
He likes the guy. He's had a conscience. He started to get a little pang of conscience because of what he did to the scientists.
But would he? It's not if Sinatra said go kill Xavier Collins, he would have said fuck you.
Right. He absolutely would not have done it.
He wouldn't have done it. But if she had said go kill Cal Bradford, he might have done it because that's his job.
Right.
And then we would be in the same situation, except it would be true.
Yes. But actually, the rest of the events probably would have still happened. I mean, if we're taking that part of the equation out, you mean? Totally.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. Either way, I think Cal was not long for this world. Either he was going to get himself killed because of his opposition to what Sinatra was keeping secret. Because I think that he was, going to fight against that or try to.
Which is why.
Right.
What I'm coming around to is that's why Cal told Gabriella that Billy's dangerous.
Yes.
Because he knows that Billy is Sinatra's killer. Mm-hmm. The person killing for Sinatra, I mean.
Yep.
And he really thought Sinatra's coming for him, which he thinks that means Billy could be coming for him.
Right.
So that's why he was like, he's dangerous.
Yeah,
I think, was.
Well, I mean,
a killer. He's killing people.
The impression we kind of get as the season goes along is he fully expected to be killed.
Right. Absolutely. That's why he's.
Yeah. He was planting breadcrumbs
putting
around.
Putting the number, which we don't know yet what the number is, so I'm not going to say, but he put that on the cigarette and planted that whole chain of things to be found.
And it's kind of interesting that he ended up dead because of something else
Something totally unrelated.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so really, all of this would have played out the way that they think it's playing out. It just didn't yet.
I think
someone else got to him first.
Right. I don't know that it was going to happen now.
It would have happened if he came public.
Right.
If he did, and I think that's what he was going to do. He's right. If I recall correctly, he was going to tell the truth.
Yeah, I believe that's the case.
And he knew they were going to stop him if they knew he was going to tell the truth.
Right.
But yeah, if it had gone the other way, would Billy have done it? Would Jane have done it? Absolutely, Jane would have done it.
Jane, I mean...
she killed Billy without hesitating.
Right.
So I think she'd kill anybody without hesitating.
Yeah, I'm not
Whether
sure.
she got into this relationship by choice or not...
Yes.
There should have been some hesitation to kill him.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can figure Jane at this point.
Jane is dangerous.
Is she just a straight sociopath, psychopath, and just doesn't have any actual emotions, or
Right.
Like, is she just that damaged?
And I don't remember how much more we learn about Jane in this season, but I did read there's an episode dedicated to Jane in the next season.
Which means we could...
We're gonna, I'm sure, get an episode like this, a past story about
Right.
Jane, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and it's quite possible that we could see Billy again in flashback.
Oh, absolutely.
Next season. So, John Beavers, I think is his name. Yeah, he could come back. And
Right.
I would like to see that for sure.
But yeah, we're definitely going to get more of Jane's story next season. I read that in an article, so I'm looking forward to that. Because, yeah, we're left like you said, we don't really understand her.
Right.
And will she make more sense once we know more of her backstory?
Well, given that the series is from Dan Fogelman, I do have some faith, a lot of it actually, that they will make sense of these stories.
Because, sure.
I mean, for all the criticisms you can make of This Is Us, like, and where they went, and in the finale and all that, like, their story made sense. Their story was well told.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I have faith in this creative team that they will make sense of this, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, do we have anything else to say before concluding?
I don't. I think that where we landed is we might take a couple weeks off of this series.
Yeah.
Because we have some other stuff going on, holiday stuff.
Some stuff that we knew was coming, and some stuff that came up.
So we're halfway
minute,
through the season now.
Yeah.
We've covered 4 episodes. There's 4 more to go, and we will definitely get to them before the series comes back, which could be as early as the end of January.
Right.
We're not positive yet. That idea was floated at some point.
Worst case scenario, we just burn off all these episodes in January, and
so we will get to the back 4 before the new season comes, but it might be a minute.
Yeah,
because we got some other stuff to bring you.
Right.
For the holidays, because we're here. It's the middle of November.
Yes.
When did that happen?
I don't know. But
like, how are we in November of 2025 right now?
I swear it just turned January, and saying
no, it was like Christmas like 5 minutes ago.
Right. You know, wishing my dad a Happy New Year, and then and that's the last time I talked to him since then. And
it might be time.
It might be. I did not intend for that much time to go by, but you're just disappeared completely on me.
Uh-huh.
And it's been... I'm not going to be sad to see this year go, because, you know, it's been not the greatest. But anyway, moving along. So I think that's a good place to end it. Stacie, can we reach that?
I can reach on Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at TV and Coupon Talk.
If you like this video and want to support the channel, the number of ways to do so. You can follow me on Twitter at Corn Productions. You can join the Corn Productions Facebook page. You can buy something from the Corn Productions store on Zazzle. You can buy me a coffee. You can do the throne thing that we got going on.
Throne wish list. Send us the gifts.
Right.
We'd appreciate it.
Sure thing. And, of course, you can like, share, and comment on this video, as well as subscribing to the channel. This is Dave and Stacie from Corn Productions, signing off.